sit down, everyone. Come on. This is rebellion. Okay. Actually, today is about rebellion. You know that? I'll explain why. Where's Sunny?
Sunny.
Sunny.
It's cloudy today.
Sunny. It's a great song.
Sunny,
Sunny.
where are you?
Yeah, this is about very important topic today. Great topic. It's called Chiradai Festival, but it's not just about Chiradai. Anyone can make Chiradai with yogurt and flat rice, right?
Yeah.
Who knows how to make Chiradai? Yes? Flat rice, yogurt, some sweetener, mangoes, and very good. Actually, when you go to, many people when they go to the Himalayas, they go walk trekking, and many people, they just carry flat rice, and you just mix with water. That's it, and take with some chili. Take with some chili to make it taste good. So, flat rice in India, especially, flat rice is standard thing for quick breakfast, quick meal. So it's not just about Chiradai festival, because anyone can make Chiradai. But it's about, well, I will tell you later. It's more about surrendering to Krishna, giving one's life to Krishna, like Raghunath Das did. He was a son of a very rich man. We can't estimate. He had so much land. It was like a small state. And he had so much tax you had to collect from the farmers, and then you had to pay the Muslim government. He was like a multi-millionaire. More than somebody in Mayfair we know. Much richer than that. And he had one son. He's called Raghunath Das Swami. And yeah, we're not going to do the Srimad Bhagavatam today. We're going to hear about this story, about this Chiradai festival. It's going to be very exciting. So, we all actually some of us may have experienced this. And certainly when Prabhupada went to America, he was making disciples. He was enticing people who were sons of millionaires to become Hare Krishnas. They wanted to become Hare Krishnas. So, actually Prabhupada said he was cursed by the parents of his disciples. Yeah, he was cursed by them, so that he couldn't stay in one place and write the books. He had to keep moving around the world 13 times because of the curses of his parents who hated him because he made their sons and daughters Hare Krishnas. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Actually, my parents were not so bad. They became life members, gave some donations, even cooked for me in separate pots that meat wasn't cooked in. They cleared the house of all meat products. And it came to my parents were very... 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya was, what's going on with Lord Chaitanya? What's his movement doing? And even now, and well, in the time of Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, they thought that he was, well, no, at the time of Lord Chaitanya, they thought he was ruining Hinduism. People think, I am Hindu, I am Mohammedan. And of course, there were Christians who were starting up also. And the Jews, we all think like this, I'm Hindu, Christian. But it's not us. This is a bodily designation. So this is very radical about us. Lord Chaitanya's movement is very radical. Even today, people think ISKCON is a Hindu movement. Actually, we're not Hindu. We don't say the sun is a British sun. We don't say the sun is an Irish sun, the American sun. Everyone knows the sun is millions of miles away. It's nothing to do with different small countries and just like Prabhupada gives the example, Varnashram Dharma. Varnashram, I was actually, we're not Hindus. Hindus Prakriti, it's a local term given by the Mohammedans on the other side of the Saraswati River to those people who follow Varnashram Dharma. Prabhupada explained, Varnashram Dharma is everywhere. 4 Varnas and 4 ashrams. Well, 4 Varnas anyway. The workers, the business community, the warriors, the politicians, and the thinkers, the brains. This is everywhere, even in Russia, in every country there's division of labor. Also there's students, there's married people, there's retired people. So this is universal because it's created by God. So this is also a designation. But Lord Chaitanya's movement was very radical. He says, I'm not any of these things. Nahamvipa and Narapati and Avaisha and Nashura. I'm ultimately servant of Krishna, the protector of the gopis. Basu, Basu, Dasana, Dasana, Das. We're all servants of God. Not Russia, not America, not my family, not the Hindu religion, not the Christian religion, not the Jewish religion. It's stupid. How stupid can we get? It's stupid. We say my hand, my nose, my eyes, my ears, my hair, my mind, and my intelligence. And who am I? This thought, this thought is not encouraged in the universities and colleges all over the world. It's not allowed. If you are this body, you are American, you are Indian, you are Jewish, you are Palestinian, you are Hamas, you are Arab. It's bogus. Our body is changing at every moment, but we are the same. So this is a science of Bhagavad Gita. And Lord Chaitanya was teaching this science. So 500 years or 500, exactly 500 years ago, this Raghunath Das, the son of a millionaire, he wanted to join Lord Chaitanya. Wow, oh no, our son wants to join the Hare Krishna and go with Lord Chaitanya. It's like the worst thing that could happen to the family. Because they wanted his son to become, a businessman, to look after the estate, to also become a millionaire. So it's a nice story, and it's an amazing story in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But we also sing a song now, because Raghunath was, as you know, Raghunath has, Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Raghunath. Is that right? Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Two Raghunaths, Bhatta Raghunath and Dasa Raghunath. So this is Dasa Raghunath Das. And I'll read a bit of the story, but basically this story is about how Raghunath escaped from his family. It's very significant because, Diamond is trying to start Studio 108, and the people who come to Studio 108, they're convinced, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. The girls come, boys come. I'm such a bodily designation, I belong to this family, I'm this color, I'm this size. But then we're trying to clean the brains or brainwash people. Understand we're not this body, we don't belong to this temporary world at all. So it's a big, thing. So we can just imagine over 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya was preaching, a revolutionary movement, just chant Hare Krishna, surrender to God, you're a servant of God, you're not Hindu, you're not Muslim, you're not Christian, you're a servant of God. You are a Srupa Nitya Krishna Das, you're an eternal servant of God, eternally. Even the trees, the birds, the fishes, insects, bacteria, all living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Amaivam so jiva loke, jiva bhuja sanatana. So all something to put under my knee. So all living beings are parts and parcels of Krishna. So, just like my hand serves my body, we're supposed to, now our natural position is to serve the whole. You see, not to serve the government, to serve humanity, to serve cancer research, to serve, economy, blah, blah, blah. Of course, we have to do those things to maintain body and soul together. We don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe, that I'm a British man. Okay, I was my body's born in England, I got a British passport. But that's not me. That's my designation. So Raghunath could understand this. So this song is a very nice song, and Dharma was going to sing it. And it's called Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya. You put it on the board. Yeah. It's called Nam Sankirtan. We'll sing it quickly. But the main thrust of this song is that we have to surrender to the 6 Goswamis. And we're followers of the 6 Goswamis. And we're servants of the 6 Goswamis. Yeah. This is such a nice song. Can someone find it from? Where's Sunny?
Yes.
Find it from. Okay, 46. Does someone do 46? Yeah. I'm Bhakta Casio. This is my Bhakta Casio. Fully initiated now. No, that's not it. 46. Huh? 46. That's not 46. Don't do that. Where's Sunny? Why is he deserting me? 46. These guys don't know how They don't know Bhakti Casio.
No.
Okay. Is that what you're coming?
Yes, 46.
Where's my mic? The thing is not in there. Hey, Sam, come over here. Come on. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Yadavaya Madhava Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita Shri Rupi Sanatana What's all this about? What's all this about? Well, I mean, give us a translation. Okay. I bow to the feet of the 6 Goswamis. By their grace, our obstacles can be destroyed and all desires are fulfilled. Repeat. I bow to the feet of these 6 Goswamis.
I bow to the feet of these Goswamis.
By their grace,
By their grace,
our obstacles
our obstacles
can be destroyed.
can be destroyed,
And all desires are fulfilled.
and all desires are fulfilled.
Well, hey, Sai Go, Sai Go. Hey, Sai Go, Sai Amurita. Hey, Sai Go, Sai Amurita. Sansamara Padane Namora Panchaga. Sansamara Padane Namora Panchaga. Hey, Sai Go, Sai Amurita. Sansamara Padane Namora Panchaga. What's all this about then? I am the servant of these 6 Goswamis.
I am the servant of these 6 Goswamis.
Sorry. I am the servant of the 6 Goswamis.
I am the servant of these 6 Goswamis.
The dust of their lotus feet is my 5-fold subsistence.
The dust of the lotus feet is my 5-fold subsistence.
It's my food.
My food.
There are 5 kinds of food. What are the 5 kinds of food? Anybody know?
Just
Some are licked, some are chewed,
suck.
some are sucked. Eh? Eh? Drunk? Anything else? Injection? Anyway, there's 5 kinds of food. And this dust of the 6 Goswamis' lotus feet, including Raghunath Das Goswami, is my 5 kinds of food. Wow. Just imagine that. That's our movement. We're following the 6 Goswamis. And why are we following the 6 Goswamis? Because they made a huge, huge revolution. We don't understand even today what they did. Because the whole world was ruled by the Brahmin, Vedic culture coming from the Vedas. And what was Lord Chan saying? He was saying in the Bhagavatam, Kiraja Hunandra Palinda Pulkasa Abira Shamba Yavana Kashadaya Inyecha Papa Yadapasaya Saya Shudyanti Tasme Mahavishnu Swami. This is total, how do you say, revolution. Is there anybody, whether you're Hunandra, German, Hunandra Palinda, Chinese, Palinda Pulkasar, some race in Turkey, Abira, Samba, Yavanak, all different races, all different colors, all different creeds, blah, 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 can become purified by the mercy of Mahavishnu Swami. Shudyanti Tasme Mahavishnu Swami, by the mercy of Vishnu and his representative. So Lord Chaitanya was saying that. It was unheard of. You know, Muslims could become Hare Krishna, and Christians, well, when Christians were not manifesting then, the Hindus could become Hare Krishnas, everyone could become Hare Krishna, a servant of God, by the mercy of the Lord. It's beyond all designations. So the 6 Goswamis were studying the Narada Pancharaksha. Narada Pancharaksha It's a book, I haven't studied it myself enough, but it was for this age of Kali, where people are so fallen that they can't follow the Vedic knowledge. So Narada understood this, and the 6 Goswamis wrote their book, Hari Bhakti Vilas. It's a huge, huge book. And Rupa Goswami and Sanatana, they wrote this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And Prabhupada has given us this nectar of devotion, the summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is based on this Narada Pancharatra. What do we do for self-realization practically in Kali Yuga? And when we get Diksha in ISKCON, what Prabhupada is doing, he's like Sanatana Goswami wrote a verse, and I can't remember it now, but basically, if you take a mixture of mercury, copper, tin, and sulfuric acid, alchemy, you can turn these elements into gold. If you know how to do it, you can manufacture gold by chemical means. Actually, the chemical, the elemental, you know, in chemistry, there's each chemical, like sulfur, mercury, copper, it has a number. And if you add these elements together, you'll find that the number comes to gold. Sulfur, mercury, copper. So Sanatana Goswami knew about this. And he said that by this Vedan, by this process, you can make gold. So similarly, by the process of Panchatriki Vidi, which we are following, through Prabhupada, 6 Goswamis and Prabhupada, we are being transformed from our bodily nature to our spiritual nature. We're becoming Brahmanas. Although we were born, who knows what we were born, Mlechas, dog eaters, chandalas, cow eaters, no proper behavior. And Prabhupada came, introduced the system, Panchatriki system, marriage, initiation, practicing chanting Hare Krishna, following the 4 regular principles. It's all from Panchatriki, Narada Pancharatra. And Narada Pancharatra, actually what was happening at the time of the 6 Goswamis, that this movement wasn't properly accepted by the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas is, what do you call them, smarters. I said, oh, Hare Krishna, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Where is your justification? So then all these books had to be written by the 6 Goswamis to prove that we're authorized according to the Panchatrika Vidi of Narada Muni. So that's what Prabhupada did. He introduced a system to elevate us almost from animal status. We're like animals. We don't know about our spiritual nature. We just eat, sleep, mate, and defend. That's all British people think about. Standard of living, economic standard. You're going to have an election, Conservative and Labour. But what are the options? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending for Labour. Eating, sleeping, and mating, and defending for Conservative. What's the difference? Yeah, and same in America. Eating, excuse me, Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump. Trump is Republican, Biden is what do you want? You want democratic eating, sleeping, and mating? Or you want Republican eating, sleeping, mating, and death? After doing all this, you're just going to die. What's the government, what are these British and American governments doing about this? Old age, disease, and death. How are you curing old age and death? And this is what the 6 Goswamis are teaching. It's a revolution. It's a revolution in the misguided direction of this civilization. So the 6 Goswamis were, you know, they were pushing this thing because Lord Chaitanya told them to write books to establish Krishna consciousness on the scientific and shastric evidence. So that you started everything. It's so important, you know. This day Raghunath Das, we're celebrating when he broke away. He broke away from all conventions, social conventions. His father was a Vaishya, a businessman, millionaire, multi-millionaire. He didn't want anything to do with it. He kept on trying to escape. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, back to the song. Okay, here we go. What happened? Oh no, 46. The Mahavishnu's show must go on. Tandaracharana Sevi Bhakta Saneva. To be a servant of the 6 Goswamis' lotus feet and to reside in the company of devotees, this is my aspiration, birth after birth. Visually. To be a servant, of their lotus feet, and to reside in the company of devotees, this is my aspiration. Birth after birth. Of course, Lord Chaitanya, he told Rupa and Sanatan in, I don't remember now. Anyway, Nehemiah, he told them, go and you have to go to Vrindavan and discover the lost holy places of Krishna's pastimes. So they went there and they did archaeology and they discovered by various means, shastric evidence, where are the holy places of Krishna's pastime. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. 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 Shri Guru Vaishnava 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 Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Guru Vaishnava Pada Koya. Swami, also that is in the language. Mahavishnu Swami, Prabhupada ki. So, which is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita about this tree, Churudai festival. Is it Madhurila or what? Chaitanya Charitamrita? Where is it? Anybody know? Otherwise I'll do a search. Huh? You sure? Answer it. Huh?
I've been told by 30 sources.
Which verse? Sanatana Goswami, the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das Goswami. Yeah. Anjali 6. This is the story we're going to hear. Anjali 6, yeah.
Around text 47.
This is the introductory words. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Krishna Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Krishna Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Krishna Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. The whole chapter is summarized in these verses. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The first verse of this chapter, text 1. Kripa Gunem. Yam. Kugrahanda. Rupad, Udricha, Angya, Raghunatha, Dasham, Nyasya, Swarupe, Vidade, Anta Angam, Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Amum, Prabhadye, Kripaguneya, Kugrihanda Krupa. Udrichavanga Raghunatha Dasa. Yasya Sarupe Vidadinta Angam. Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Amum Prabhadye. Kripaguneya Kugrihanda Krupa. Udrichavanga Raghunatha Dasa. Yasya Sarupe Vidadanta Angam. Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Amum Prabhadye. Kripagunai. By the ropes of causeless mercy. Yaha, Kugriha, a contemptible family life. Excuse me. Andakupat, from the blind well. Udricha, having raised. Banya, by a trick. Raghunatha Dasam, Raghunath Das Goswami, Nyasya, giving over. Swarupe. Nyasya, giving over. Giving over. Swarupe. To Swarup Damodar Goswami. Vidade. Made. Anta Angam. One of his personal associates. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Unto Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Mahaprabhu. Amun. Unto him. Kapadye. I offer my obeisances. With the ropes, the translation, with the ropes of his causeless mercy, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu employed a trick to deliver Raghunath Das Goswami from the blind well of contemptible family life. He made Raghunath Das Goswami one of his personal associates, placing him under the charge of Swarup Damodar Goswami. I offer my obeisances unto him. This is a summary of the whole chapter. When does it start? 46, you said? 47. Okay, well, here's someone's story. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No, I want to just start earlier. You have to go back much earlier. This is some of the background. We can read ourselves also. Describes his family life. Raghunath Goswami.
51.
Huh?
Festival starts from 51.
15.
51.
51. No. Now here, this is 12. Now here Raghunath Das Goswami met the Lord. When Raghunath Das joined his family life, went to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Chantipur, the Lord gave him worthy instructions by his causeless mercy. Instead of becoming a so-called renunciant, Raghunath Das, following the instructions of the Lord, returned home and played exactly like a pounds and shillings man. Raghunath Das was inwardly completely renounced, even in family life, but he did not express his renunciation externally. Instead, he acted just like an ordinary businessman. Seeing this, his father and mother were satisfied. When he received a message that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had returned from Mathura city, Raghunath Das endeavored to go to the lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, so then there's a whole section about how brilliant he was at dealings with money and with the government and everything. And so he saved his father and mother from really getting put in prison. imprisoned by the Muslim government. So he was very brilliant, but still he was a devotee of Lord Chaitanya. So every day, in this way, Raghunath Das passed 1 year exactly like a first-class business manager. But the next year, he again decided to leave home to go and meet Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. He got up alone one night and left, but his father caught him in a distant place and brought him back. This became almost a daily affair. Raghunath would run away from home, and his father would again bring him back. Then Raghunath Das's mother spoke to his father as follows. "Our son has become mad," she said. "Just keep him by binding him with ropes." His father, being very unhappy, replied to her as follows. "Raghunath Das, our son, has opulences like Indra, the heavenly king, and his wife is as beautiful as an angel. Yet all this could not tie down his mind. How then could we keep this boy home by binding him with ropes? It is not possible even for one's father to nullify the reaction of one's past activities. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has fully bestowed his mercy on him. Who can keep home such a madman of Chaitanya Chandra?" Then Raghunath Das considered something in his mind, and the next day he went to Nityananda Gosai. In the village of Panihati, Raghunath Das obtained an interview with Nityananda Prabhu, who was accompanied by many kirtan performers, servants and others. Lord Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai! Sitting on a rock under a tree on the bank of the Ganges, Lord Nityananda seemed as effulgent as hundreds of thousands of rising suns. Many devotees sat on the ground surrounding him. Seeing the influence of Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das was astonished. Raghunath Das offered his obeisances by falling prostrate at a distant place. And the servant of Nityananda Prabhu pointed out, "Here is Raghunath Das offering you obeisances." Hearing this, Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, "You are a thief. Now you have come to see me. Come here, come here. Today I shall punish you." The Lord called him, but Raghunath Das did not go near the Lord. Then the Lord forcibly caught him and placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head. Woo! Raghunath Das Prabhu ki Jai! Wow. Lord Nityananda was by nature very merciful and funny. Being merciful, he spoke to Raghunath Das as follows. "You are just like a thief, for instead of coming near, you stay away at a distant place. Now that I have captured you, I shall punish you." Dun, 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 dun. "Make a festival and feed all my associates yogurt and chipped rice." Let's hear this Bengali. Dadi chira bakshan karaha moragane Shuni andandita haila Raghunath mane Dadi chira bakshan karaha Dadi chira bakshan karaha moragane Shuni andandita haila Raghunath mane. Make a festival. And feed all my associates yogurt and chipped rice. Especially for breakfast in Church in London. Hearing this, Raghunath Das was greatly pleased. Raghunath Das immediately sent his own men to the village. Huh? Sent his men to what's that place? Near the mount? To buy shipwrights. Sayamore has to send somebody to, what's it called up there? The town up there where everyone, Southall, where all the Indians are. Raghunath Das immediately sent his own men to the village to purchase all kinds of eatables and bring them back. 53. Raghunath Das brought chip rice, yogurt, milk, sweetmeats, sugar, bananas, and other eatables and placed them all around. As soon as they heard that the festival was going to be held, all kinds of Brahmins and other gentlemen began to arrive. Thus there were innumerable people. Seeing the crowd increasing, Raghunath Das arranged to get more eatables from other villages. He also brought 200 to 400 large round earthen pots. He also obtained 5 or 7 especially large earthen pots, and in these pots a Brahmin began soaking chip rice for the satisfaction of Lord Nityananda. Sorry, I got a problem. I think I got an earplug stuck in my ear. Can you repeat that? Nityananda! Sorry, something. Get the earplug out. One more time. In one place, chipped rice was soaked in hot milk in each of the large pots. Then half the rice was mixed with yogurt, sugar, and bananas. The other half was mixed with condensed milk and a special type of banana known as champakala. Then sugar, clarified butter, and camphor were added. Can the cooks hear, please? Can the cooks hear? Hey! Chirapati Gauranga, where are you? Wake up! Where are you? Okay. After Nityananda had changed his cloth for a new one and sat on a raised platform, the Brahmin brought before him the 7 huge pots. No purport. On that platform, all the most important associates of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, as well as other important men, sat down in a circle around the Lord. Among them were Ramadas, Sundarananda, Gadadhar Das, Murari, Kamalakara, Sadashiva, and Purandara. Dhananjaya, Jagadish, Parameshwara Das, Mahesh, Gauridas, and Hare Krishna Das were also there. Similarly, Udaran Das Thakur and many other personal associates of the Lord sat on the raised platform with Nityananda Prabhu. No one could count them all. In the purport, there's a whole list of them. Hearing about the festival, all kinds of learned scholars, Brahmins, and priests were there. Lord Nityananda Prabhu honored them and made them sit on the raised platform with him. I went to Panayati, it's right by the Ganga, and you can actually see that platform. And there's a big tree there. They say it's the very platform. Yeah. Everyone was offered 2 earthen pots. In one was put chipped rice with condensed milk, and the other chipped rice with yogurt. You can read, right? All the other people sat in groups around the platform. No one could count how many people there were. Each and every one of them was supplied 2 earthen pots, one of chipped rice soaked in yogurt and the other of chipped rice soaked in condensed milk. Some of the Brahmins, not having gotten a place on the platform, went to the bank of the Ganges with their 2 earthen pots and soaked their chipped rice there in the Ganga. Others, who could not get a place even on the bank of the Ganges, got down into the water and began eating their 2 kinds of chipped rice. Thus, some sat on the platform, some at the base of the platform, some on the bank of the Ganges, and they were all supplied 2 pots each by the 20 men who distributed the food. At that time, Raghava Pandit arrived there. Seeing the situation, he began to laugh in great surprise. Raghava Pandit came. Yeah. He bought many kinds of food cooked in ghee and offered to the Lord. This prasadam he first placed before Lord Nityananda and then distributed among the devotees. Raghava Pandit said to Lord Nityananda, "For you, sir, I have already offered food to the deity, but you are engaged in a festival here, and so the food is lying there untouched." Lord Nityananda replied, "Let me eat all this food here during the day, and I shall eat at your home at night." I belong to a community of cowherd boys, and therefore I generally have many cowherd associates with me. I am happy when we eat together in a picnic like this by the sandy bank of the river. Lord Nityananda loves the picnic. Lord Nityananda King. Who likes picnics?
No.
We've had in Silver Square, right? I heard we had a picnic. Is that true?
Yes, Maharaj.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Maybe we should have Shuradai there today. That's a humble suggestion. Lord Nityananda made Raghava Pandit sit down and had 2 pots delivered to him also. Then there were 2 kinds of chipped rice. Soaked in them. When chipped rice had been served to everyone, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, in meditation, he brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived, Lord Nityananda Prabhu stood up. They then saw how the others were enjoying the chipped rice with yogurt and condensed milk. From each and every pot, Lord Nityananda Prabhu took 1 morsel of chipped rice and pushed it into the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a joke. Wow. I'll repeat that. From each and every pot, Lord Nityananda Prabhu took 1 morsel of chipped rice and pushed it into the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a joke. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also smiling, took a morsel of food, pushed it into the mouth of Nityananda, and laughed as he made Lord Nityananda eat it. Disgusting. In this way, Lord Nityananda was walking throughout all the groups of eaters, and all the Vaishnavas standing there were seeing the fun. No one could understand what Nityananda Prabhu was doing as he walked about. Some, however, who were very fortunate could see that Lord Sri Chaitanya Prabhu was also present. Then Nityananda Prabhu smiled and sat down. On his right side, he kept 4 pots of chipped rice that had not been made from boiled paddy. Lord Nityananda offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a place and had him sit down. Then together the 2 brothers began eating chipped rice. Seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eating with him, Lord Nityananda Prabhu became very happy and exhibited varieties of ecstatic love. Lord Nityananda Prabhu ordered, "All of you eat, chanting the holy name of Hari." Hari. And usually the names Hari Hari. Hari Hari. Pardon? Hari Hari. I have a problem again. Immediately the holy names Hari Hari resounded, filling the entire universe. When all the Vaishnavas were chanting the holy names and eating, they remembered how Krishna and Balaram ate with their companions, the cowherd boys, on the bank of the Yamuna. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu are extremely merciful and liberal. It was Raghunath Das's good fortune that they accepted all these dealings. Who can understand the influence and mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu? He is so powerful that he introduced Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and eat chipped rice on the bank of the Ganges. All the confidential devotees were cowherd boys headed by Sri Ramadas, were absorbed in ecstatic love. They thought the bank of the Ganges to be the bank of the
Yamuna.
Yeah. When the shopkeepers of many other villages heard about the festival, they arrived there to sell chipped rice, yogurt, sweetmeats, and bananas. As they came, bringing all kinds of food, Raghunath Das purchased it all. He gave them the price for their goods and later fed them the very same food. Anyone who came to see how these funny things were going on was also fed chipped rice, yogurt, and
Bananas!
after Lord Nityananda finished eating, he washed his hands and mouth and gave Raghunath Das the food remaining in the 4 pots. There was food remaining in the other big pots of Lord Nityananda, and a Brahmin distributed it to all the devotees, giving a morsel to each. Maha. Then a Brahmin brought a flower garland, placed garland on Lord Nityananda's neck, and smeared sandalwood pulp all over his body. When the servant brought betel nuts and offered them to Lord Nityananda, the Lord smiled and chewed them. With his own hands, Lord Nityananda Prabhu distributed to all the devotees whatever flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and betel nuts remained. After receiving the remnants of food left by Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das, who was greatly happy, ate some and distributed the rest among his own associates. Thus I have described the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu in relation to the celebrated festival of chipped rice and yogurt. Nityananda Prabhu rested for the day, and when the day ended, he went to the temple of Raghava Pandit and began congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Lord Nityananda Prabhu first influenced all the devotees to dance, and finally himself began dancing, thus inundating the entire world in ecstatic love. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was observing the dancing of Lord Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu could see this, but others could not. The dancing of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, like the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, cannot be compared to anything within these 3 worlds. No one can properly describe the sweetness of Lord Nityananda's dancing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally comes to see it. After the dancing and after Lord Nityananda had rested, Raghava Pandit submitted his request that the Lord take supper. Lord Nityananda Prabhu sat there for supper with his personal associates and made a sitting place on his right side for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there and sat down at his place. Seeing this, Raghava Pandit felt increasing happiness. Raghava Pandit brought the prasadam before the 2 brothers and thereafter distributed prasadam to all the other Vaishnavas. There were varieties of cake, sweet rice, and fine cooked rice that surpassed the taste of nectar. There were also varieties of vegetables. The food prepared and offered to the deity by Raghava Pandit was like the essence of nectar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there again and again to eat such prasadam. When Raghava Pandit offered the food to the deity after cooking, he would make a separate offering for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would eat at the house of Raghava Pandit. Sometimes he would give Raghava Pandit the opportunity to serve him. Raghava Pandit would bring and distribute prasadam to the 2 brothers, feeding them with great attention. They ate everything, and therefore there were no remnants left. So what about Raghunath Das? Okay, I'll continue reading. How we are for time. He brought so many presentations that no one could know them perfectly. Indeed, it was a fact that the Supreme Mother, Radharani, personally cooked in the house of Raghava Pandit. Srimati Radharani received from Durvasa Muni the benediction that whatever she cooked would be sweeter than nectar. That is the special feature of her cooking. Aromatic and pleasing to see, the food was the essence of all sweetness. Thus the two brothers, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, ate it with great satisfaction. All the devotees present requested Raghunath Das to sit down and take prasadam. But Raghava Pandit told him he will take prasadam later. All the devotees took prasadam, filling themselves to the brim. Thereafter, chanting the holy name of Hari, they stood up and washed their hands and mouths. After eating, the two brothers washed their hands and mouths. Then Raghava Pandit brought flower garlands and sandal pulp and decorated them. Raghava Pandit offered them betel nuts and worshipped their lotus feet. He also distributed betel nuts, flower garlands, and sandal pulp to the devotees. Raghava Pandit, being very merciful towards Raghunath Das, offered him the dishes with the remnants of food left by the two brothers gone in time. He said, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has eaten this food. If you take these remnants, you will be released from the bondage of your family. See, Raghava Pandit said that. The Supreme Personality of Godhead always resides either in the heart or in the home of a devotee. This fact is sometimes hidden and sometimes manifest, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully independent. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is all pervasive, and therefore he resides everywhere. Anyone who doubts this will be annihilated. In the morning, after taking his bath in the Ganges, Nityananda Prabhu sat down with his associates beneath the same tree under which he had previously sat. Raghunath Das went there and worshipped Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Through Raghava Pandit, he submitted his desire. I am the lowest of men, the most sinful, fallen and condemned. Nevertheless, I desire to attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon, I have tried my best many times, but I have never been successful. Every time I try to go away and give up my home, relationships, my father and mother unfortunately kept me bound. No one can attain the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without your mercy. But if you are merciful, even the lowest of men can attain shelter at his lotus feet. Although I am unfit and greatly afraid to submit this plea, I nevertheless request you, sir, to be especially merciful towards me by granting me shelter at the lotus feet of
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Placing your feet on my head, give me the benediction that I may achieve the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without difficulty. I pray for this benediction. After hearing this appeal by Raghunath Das, Lord Nityananda Prabhu smiled and told all the devotees, Raghunath Das's standard of material happiness is equal to that of Indra, the king of heaven. Because of the mercy bestowed upon him by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das, although situated in such material happiness, does not like it at all. Therefore, let every one of you be merciful towards him and give him the benediction that he may very soon attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One who experiences the fragrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna does not value even the standard of happiness available in Brahma Loka, the topmost planet, what to speak of heavenly happiness. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is offered sublime poetic prayers by those trying to attain his favor. Thus he is known as Uttama Shloka. Being very eager to gain the association of Lord Krishna, King Bharat, although in the prime of youth, gave up his very attractive wife, affectionate children, most beloved friends, and opulent kingdom, exactly as one gives up stool after excreting it. Then Lord Nityananda Prabhu called Raghunath Das' name and placed his lotus feet upon Raghunath Das's head and began to speak. My dear Raghunath Das, he said, since you arranged the feast on the bank of the Ganges, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here just to show you his mercy. By his causeless mercy, he ate the chip rice and milk. Then, after seeing the dancing of the devotees at night, he took his supper. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaura Hari, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here personally to deliver you. Now, rest assured that all the impediments meant for your bondage are gone. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will accept you and place you under the charge of his secretary Swarup Damodar. You will thus become one of the most confidential internal servants and will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Being assured of all this, return to your home very soon. Without impediments, you will attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Nityananda had Raghunath Das blessed by all the devotees, and Raghunath Das offered his respects to the lotus feet. After taking leave of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and then all the other Vaishnavas, Sri Raghunath Das consulted secretly with Raghava Pandit. After consulting with Raghava Pandit, he secretly delivered 100 gold coins and about 7 tolas of gold into the hand of Nityananda Prabhu's treasurer. Raghunath Das admonished the treasurer, do not speak about this to Lord Nityananda Prabhu now, but when he comes home, kindly inform him about this presentation. Thereupon Raghava Pandit took Raghunath Das to his home. After inducing him to see the deity, he gave Raghunath Das a garland and sandalwood pulp. He gave Raghunath Das a large quantity of prasad to eat on his way home. Then Raghunath Das again spoke to Raghava Pandit. I want to give money, he said, just to worship the lotus feet of all the great devotees, servants and sub-servants of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. As you think fit, give 20, 15, 12, 10 or 5 coins to each of them. Raghunath Das drew up an account of the amount to be given and submitted to Raghava Pandit, who then made up a list showing how much money was to be paid to each and every devotee. With great humility, Raghunath Das placed 100 gold coins and about 2 tolas of gold before Raghava Pandit for all the other devotees. After taking dust from the feet of Raghava Pandit, Raghunath Das returned to his home, feeling greatly obligated to Lord Nityananda Prabhu because of having received his merciful benediction. From that day on, he did not go into the interior section of the house. Instead, he would sleep on the Durga Mandap, the place where Mother Durga was worshipped. There, however, the watchman alertly kept guard. Raghunath Das was thinking of various means by which to escape their vigilance. At that time, all the devotees of Bengal were going to Jagannath Puri to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Das could not accompany them, for they were so famous that he would have been caught immediately. Thus Raghunath Das thought deeply about how to escape. And one night, while he was sleeping on the Durga Mandap, the priest, Yadunandana Acharya, entered the house when only 4 dandas remained until the end of the night. Yadunandana Acharya was the priest and spiritual master of Raghunath Das. Although born in a Brahmin family, he had accepted the mercy of Vasudev Dutt. Yadunandana Acharya had been officially initiated by Advaitacharya. Thus he considered Lord Chaitanya his life and his soul. I won't read that purport, we can late. When Yadunandana Acharya entered the house of Raghunath Das and stood in the courtyard, Raghunath Das went there and fell down to offer his obeisances. One of Yadunandanacharya's disciples had been worshipping the deity but had left that service. Yadunandanacharya wanted Raghunath Das to induce the disciple to take up that service again, which I was missing. Yadunandanacharya requested Raghunath Das, please induce the Brahmin to resume his service, for there is no other Brahmin to do it. After saying this, Yadunandanacharya took Raghunath Das with him and went out. By that time, all the watchmen were deeply asleep because it was the end of the night. East of the house of Raghunath Das was the house of Yadunandanacharya. Yadunandanacharya and Raghunath Das talked together as they went towards that house. Halfway along the path, Raghunath Das submitted at the lotus feet of his spiritual master. I shall go to the home of that Brahmin, induce him to return and send him to your home. You may go home without anxiety. Following your order, I shall persuade the Brahmin. On this plea, after taking permission, Raghunath decided to go away. Raghunath Das thought, this is the greatest opportunity to go away, because this time there are no servants or watchmen with me. Thinking this way, he quickly proceeded towards the east. Sometimes he turned around and looked back, but no one was following him. Thinking of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he left the general path and proceeded with great haste on the one not generally trod, not generally used. Giving up the general path from village to village, he passed through the jungles, thinking with heart and soul about the lotus feet of He walked about 30 miles in one day, and in the evening he took rest in the cowshed of a milkman. When the milkman saw that Raghunath Das was fasting, he gave him some milk. Raghunath Das drank the milk and lay down to rest there for the night. At the house of Raghunath Das, the servant and watchman, not seeing him there, immediately went to inquire about him from his spiritual master, Yadunandanacharya. Yadunandanacharya said, he has already asked my permission and returned home. Thus there arose a tumultuous sound as everyone cried, now Raghunath Das has gone away. Raghunath Das' father said, now all the devotees from Bengal have gone to Jagannath Puri to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Das has fled with them. 10 men should immediately go catch him and bring him back. Raghunath Das' father wrote a letter to Shivananda Sen asking him with great humility, please return my son. In Jankara, the 10 men caught up with a group of Vaishnavas going to Nilachal. After delivering the letter, the men inquired from Shivananda Sen about Raghunath Das. But Shivananda replied, he did not come here. The 10 men returned, and Raghunath Das' father and mother were filled with anxiety. Raghunath Das, who had been resting at the milkman's house, got up early in the morning. Instead of going to the east, he turned his face south and proceeded. He crossed Chatraboga, but instead of going on the general path, he proceeded on the path that went from village to village. Not caring about eating, he traveled all day. Hunger was not an impediment, for his mind was concentrated upon obtaining shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes he chewed fried grains, sometimes he cooked, and sometimes he drank milk. In this way, he kept his life and soul together with whatever was available wherever he went. He reached Jagannath Puri in 12 days, but could eat only for 3 days on the way. When Raghunath Das met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord was sitting with his companions, headed by Swarup Damodar. Staying at a distant place in the courtyard, he fell down to offer obeisances. Then Mukunda Dada said, here is Raghunath. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these words, he immediately welcomed Raghunath Das. Come here, he said. Raghunath Das then clasped the lotus feet of the Lord, but the Lord stood up and embraced him out of his causeless mercy. Raghunath Das then offered prayers at the lotus feet of all the devotees, headed by Swarup Swami. Seeing the special mercy Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had bestowed upon Raghunath Das, they embraced him also. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "The mercy of Lord Krishna is stronger than anything else. Therefore the Lord has delivered you from the ditch of materialistic life, which is like a hole into which people pass stool." Raghunath Das answered within his mind, "I do not know who Krishna is. I simply know that your mercy, O my Lord, has saved me from my family life." The Lord continued, "Your father and his elder brother are both related as brothers to my grandfather, Nilambara Chakravarti. Therefore I consider them my grandfathers. Since your father and his elder brother are younger brothers of Nilambara Chakravarti, I may joke about them in this way. My dear Raghunath Das, your father and his elder brother are just like worms in stool in the ditch of material enjoyment. For the great disease of the poison of material enjoyment is what they consider happiness." Prabhupada wrote a purport. Just read the translation, finishes it. "Although your father and uncle are charitable to Brahmins and greatly help them, they are nevertheless not pure Vaishnavas. However, they are almost like Vaishnavas." There's a long purport here. "Those who are attached to materialistic life and are blind to spiritual life must act in such a way that they are bound to repeated birth and death by the actions and reactions of their activities. By his own free will, Lord Krishna has delivered you from such a condemned materialistic life. Therefore, the glories of Lord Krishna's causeless mercy cannot be expressed." Seeing Raghunath Das is skinny and dirty because of having traveled for 12 days and fasted, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his heart melting due to causeless mercy, spoke to Swarup Damodara. "My dear Swarup," he said, "I entrust this Raghunath Das to you. Please accept him as your son or servant." There are now 3 Raghunaths among my associates. From this day forward, this Raghunath should be known as the Raghu of Swarup Damodara. Saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grasped the hand of Raghunath Das and entrusted him to the hand of Swarup Damodara Goswami. Swarup Damodara Goswami accepted Raghunath Das, saying, "Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever you order is accepted." He then embraced Raghunath Das again. I cannot properly express the affection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his devotees. Being merciful towards Raghunath Das, the Lord spoke as follows to Govinda. "On the way, Raghunath Das has fasted and undergone hardship for many days. Therefore, take good care of him for some days, so that he may eat to his full satisfaction." Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunath, "Go bathe in the sea, then see Lord Jagannath in the temple, and return here to take your meal." Mahaprasadam ki! After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and went to perform his midday duties, and Raghunath Das met all the devotees present. Having seen the causeless mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das, all the devotees, struck with wonder, praised his good fortune. Raghunath Das took his bath in the sea and saw Lord Jagannath. Then he returned to Govinda, the personal servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Govinda offered him a plate with the remnants of food left by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Raghunath Das accepted the prasadam with great happiness. Raghunath Das stayed under the care of Swarup Damodara Goswami, and Govinda supplied him remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's food for 5 days. So then we're finished there. It goes on and on. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami ki Jai. Shirdai Festival ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gopavanandi.
London Mahavishnu Swami ki.
Kuradahi ki. God Prasadam ki. We were delivered by Prasadam. We were delivered by making a feast of Prasadam. Wow. What was the trick? What was the trick he was delivered by? My question. What trick was that?
Hare Krishna.
Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara.
Hare Krishna Nanda Kumara.
Nanda Kumara. Nanda Over to you. What's thinking? Would anyone like to sponsor a Bhagavatam set? Sponsor means and then
And then they take with them or give to some, we give to someone.
Anyone like to? How much is that?
175.
175 nika. Excuse me. That's a British term for pounds. You don't mind me saying. Hey, pal! I can hear your laugh. Dirty old man. So would anyone like to sponsor a set of Bhagavatam, 125 quid? Every day you do
I
this?
know, what the one you would like to sponsor?
Like to sponsor?
Put them together.
Photo.
Where's the garland?
Photo yoga.
Give him the garland.
Oh, I've got a gun now. How do you get this off? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Govinda.